it's Kirsty from Adeline Cottage. Yes, it's been a while since I've done the video. My last video I explained how I have that medical thing that's coming up. I've now been put on a standby list where I'll be going into hospital at the drop of a hat when they call before Christmas to have the surgery done, which will then put me out of action for 3 months. Well, I'm hoping that 3 months is only just in driving, because I'm not allowed to drive or do anything, but hopefully I'll be able to do perhaps some journaling or something like that, or making journals. I also want to thank each and every one of you that has left me a message, well wishes and keeping, me in their prayers and so forth, and truly grateful. I've read each and every message. I'm sorry I haven't replied to any. But yes, I do appreciate it, and, it's meant so much to me. So, without further ado, I'm just going to jump straight in. I just thought I'd just do this video, or try to get this video done and up before hopefully the operation or going into hospital, and so we'll see how we go. And if you're seeing it before Christmas, before I go in, well, that's fantastic. If it's after Christmas, well, then you know that I was gone into hospital. So anywho, I thought it's been a bit hard in getting my Christmas journals done. I have done quite a few, however they're not finished. I will bring one over to show you. I might release them when I come back out of hospital, only because if I put them up, or not that I can put them up because they're not complete, I've only got one that's complete, to sort of give you an idea. And basically, if I put those up now, you won't get them before Christmas. So if I put them up, I might put them up after Christmas for sale. And I'll just grab one to quickly give you a rough idea of what I had planned to offer, but just didn't get a chance. So this would actually be, tied off. The front as the closure, and we'll just take that off. So basically this is the journal. Now, last year I did the Daily December challenge, which is what I'm going to show you here. But last year I did the challenge and with Cara Brandon, and some of the things that I did inside that Daily December journal I used as inspiration for this year's Christmas journals that I had planned to release. So, I'm not going to pull everything out. I'm just going to give you a quick flick just to show you what I had planned to release. But as I mentioned, I won't have that ready in time. That's just a little bit of a quick flick, and so you can see, what I had planned to release. Which leads me into this year's Daily December challenge. Actually, this year it's called the Dollar Store Christmas Junk Journal Challenge, which is part of a Daily December, I guess. Cara Brandon is hosting it again this year. This year she's in collaboration with DearJulieJulie is her YouTube channel. The requirements are for this year, again, is 15 items purchased from a Dollar Tree store or like that kind of store. Unfortunately, we don't have like Dollar Tree stores. We basically have like $2 shops, or Daiso is another cheap one here. We've also got the Reject Shop, and of course all the Chinese $2 shops as well. So 9 times out of 10 you can kind of find stuff, if you're lucky, that are below $2. This year again was another challenge and a half for me to purchase stuff. So yeah, so we can, you know, it's either 15 items, obviously $1 each, or it's spend $15. I believe I'm allowed to use scissors, glue, and binding tools and binding, and I think to memory, after watching the video, or Cara's video in regarding to using some kind of papers from last year's challenge. So I've kind of got these. I kind of feel like I shouldn't be using this stuff, but this was all left over from last year's challenge. I'm not sure whether I will use it. I kind of feel like I'm cheating if I do that. So I'm going to go through the items that I had actually purchased. To start with, at a $2 shop, I picked up this novel, and there was a whole heap of them just sort of shoved down at the bottom of the stationery section, and they had all 50 cents on them. And I kind of flicked through it, and I thought, you know, they've already got that age sort of look about it, and I thought, you know, it's not necessarily what's actually written. It was more about the actual paper and to help bulk up pages, you know, whether they're tucks or pockets or, you know, tags or anything like that. So that was 50 cents. And I also found a doily in that same shop, which was 50 cents. I did actually buy two, but I'm actually just going to use one, I think, at this stage. I found a packet of flashcards in there. They were $1. So, you know, of course, you know, I can cover the packaging or use the plastic for, you know, for whatever I might need to use it for. The flash tags, cards, actually the woman in the shop, I asked her if they were black and white because I wasn't allowed to open it, and she said they were black and white. But of course, when I got home, they aren't. They are blue one side, and of course they are red on the other. So, oh well, never mind. Well, I'm still going to use those because they costed $1. So that's 3 items. I picked up a bucket of chalk. Now the chalk was $3. I'm only going to take out probably one of each color, or I might just use the white, the blue, and the green because I kind of want those sort of colors. And this actually cost me $3. Yep, let me just check. Yep, that cost me $3. So, you know, if obviously dividing it by how many 20 pieces, I'm guessing that that would work out a lot cheaper for me to do that. If I use 4 of the chalks, that would be 60 cents. So I don't know whether that's allowed, but I'm only going to use maybe, you know, 2, maybe 3, the white, the blue, and the green, you know, at this stage. And then I bought this white paint, which was $2, and this is where my method is using the white paint, grading up the chalk, mixing it in to create different colors of paint. And of course it gives me that sort of rough texture of chalk paint. That's my idea with that. That's that. Now, I actually had purchased a box of tea for home, and I divided the packet up because it was a box of 100, and with the price that it was, I divided that up by 100. The tea bags, it worked out at 39 cents for the 5, so that is to dye my pages. So that's that. It's like, what's that now? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's 6. And then I picked up these tea towels. Now, I actually picked these up from Target. Yes, I know it was a Dollar Tree store or a $2 shop, but I did get this for $4 because there was 2 tea towels missing, and I didn't know that there was 2 tea towels missing to a different Target, and it actually comes in a 4-pack. And they're normally $8, but they actually gave me these 2 for $4 because there's 2 tea towels missing. So I thought I'd use those. I'm kind of not sure whether I want to make soft cover TN, Traveler's Notebook Journal, or whether I want to use a hardcover. This is my dilemma at the moment. I'm sort of deciding. The sketchbook was $3. Now, with this being $3, so anyway, the thought being this, because I'm going to use some of the pages, I didn't think to use all of them. If I took out X amount of pages to dye, then the rest of the book would be pointless. Maybe perhaps I could bring in some pages from an activity book that I have purchased, you know. So let's say if I took 15 pages from this book, would end up being 75 cents. So $3 divided by 60 being, and 15 pages works out about 75 cents. And I'm not sure if that's allowed. But anywho, what I thought, I could also use the back page and perhaps use it sort of like a semi-hard cover, and perhaps use this as, you know, the spine. So that's what the plan is with that. Now, at the moment, I think we're kind of up close to around $11, you know, $11, $12, something like that. But my other dilemma is, do I use this as the TN and take out perhaps the tea towels? And this was only $1.50, so this would bring me down. But then I thought, well, maybe I can use that inside for, you know, tags and so forth for the actual journal itself. So that was $1.50 to have with the tags, you know. So these tags, yeah, okay, these were $2 for the pack, so that would be $3.50. Do I use that, or do I use these two, you know? So this is where I'm having a bit of trouble. Which and what should I use? Either the tea towels, so that way I've got some fabric to make pockets, etc. for that, and you know, that pack, or do I go with this on its own with all of this, because that's just $3, which will boost it to $15 for all of that. That's there. So that's kind of my dilemma with that. So do I go with that, or do I take out the napkin? Well, use the napkins. Now the napkins are $3, and maybe just pull out a couple of those, you know. So this is, do I use this with this pack, but then I thought it might be too much with that, or do I use this one as a $3 to boost it to $15? And having these to work with, and or do I go with ruling out that and bringing in these two? I haven't decided. I kind of like the fact of having the fabric, because then I can rip it, strip it, use you know, for tabs and so forth, and sort of pull it apart and sort of create something out of that, you know. And there's an extra little tag here, but I kind of like that idea, and perhaps adding that last one in. This is where I'm thinking. And if I'm only using 15 pages being 75 cents, so I've got those pages as 1, and then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, so that's 9 items. And if I'm only using 15 of these as a collective as 1, maybe I can use a couple of these tags in with this batch. That maybe, if that's okay. And because I'm not using all of that, so it really brings it down to about $11-ish, something like that. So anyway, I'll work it out. I will continue on. I'm going to sort of flow this video into how I either construct the journal, or how I construct some of the tags and so forth out of this, how I mix up the paint and use it with that to either paint if I do decide to use the cover. So yeah, and of course maybe perhaps the cover off this book as well. So yes, Anyway, so far there is 2, 3, that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. 10 items. Let's see what the challenge is with that.